common complaint that I have is tennis elbow. People having a lot of pain either on the inside here of the elbow or the outside attachment here. Also, a lot of carpal tunnel issues lately. So they are related, and their solution is the same. So I'm going to show you how I teach people how to deal with those issues. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roll out the muscles, both the flexors and the extensors. And always chasing balls around. Okay, so you're going to, one of my favorite ways to do this is you're going to take the back of your hand, you're going to take the back of your forearm, and you're going to place it between the two balls just under the elbow. And you're going to use the other arm to just really put some good pressure on top of that. And you're going to stay there for a minute, rotating the elbow. So I'm not rotating the wrist, but my whole forearm is moving. And I'm just going to spend a minute rolling those attachments out. And then I'm going to, again, I'm placing pressure that I can handle. And I'm going to, this can be tender, I'm going to roll clear out past my wrist. And as I do that, I'm going to really randomly move my fingers, because that's going to pop up muscles and allow me to get some differentiation, some separation in those muscles, in that connective tissue. We want enough connectedness in our muscles and between our fascia that muscles support each other, but over-connected makes so that they can't move in their specialized way that their muscle fibers intend them to move. So connected, but not too connected. And so we just want to get a little bit of separation in those layers of fascia between the muscles. So this is super slow. Just really take your time and roll out. And we're going to go clear over the wrist to the back of the hand. And if you run out of space, you adjust and you keep going. And that feels so good. If you feel a little bit of a nervy sensation, just adjust a little bit so you're off that nerve. Okay, so we're going to spend a few minutes rolling out the back, but then I'm going to have my thumb up and I'm going to roll my pinky side of my arm and adjust if you run out of space. And I'm going to continue to move my fingers and do a little bit of twisting of my wrist this time. I'm just trying to get separation in between layers of muscles. At the same time, I'm taking my other palm and I'm kind of pressing up against my wrist and the muscles right above it to get a little bit more stretch and a little bit of pressure on the top of the wrist. Whew. And that can be tender, but it's a good tender. Okay, and I'm just going to go to the wrist there. I'm not going to go beyond. Okay, then I want to work the bottom, and I find that that's done better with an individual separate ball. So I'm going to plant it just below the olecranon process of my elbow, And I'm going to do a little bit of cross fibering, and I'm going to move my fingers, and I'm going to put some pressure, and I'm just going to do a little bit of side to side movement, and again get into those little spaces in between the muscles. Connected but not too connected. And I'm going to do that a few times. So when you feel the muscles on the inside of the elbow and the outside, you're going to feel that one side is tighter than the other. And that's just tells you a little bit more where you need to spend your time rolling. Holding the thumb on one side and the fingers on the other, and rotating the elbow, not the wrist, the elbow, will also give you a good idea of what is tighter and where you need to spend more time. So spend the time that you need there. But then we're going to, those problems, yes, these are tight, but it's not just from the elbow down that the problem exists. We actually have to open up the pec and strengthen everything that's in back to hold the shoulder where it should be on the rib cage, so that the nerves can flow how they should, so that some muscles aren't too compressed and compressing nerves, and other muscles too weak and overstretched. So something that I like to do next is to roll out the pec. And you can decide what size of ball you would like to do. Okay. I like the medium-sized yoga tune-up balls. Okay, I am in the space between the head of the humerus and my rib cage. Now, I'm on both pec major and minor here, and their attachments, and it can be tender. So spend a few minutes kind of working those muscles. You can cross fiber, which means you're going to pull the elbow down and then stretch it up just a little bit. You're not moving a lot here. And then I'm going to press my arm into the floor, engaging the pec muscles, holding and releasing. And you can kind of adjust so that you get into the attachments. You're going to feel where you need to be. Again, press and hold and breathe and then release. So another thing I like to do is pin and stretch. So really find the attachments that are really tight, and then you're going to run your arm through range of motion. And as you move the muscles through different lengths, you're going to really get deep into the attachments and come up overhead. So palm is down, and then you're going to flip it. So palm is up, and you're going to come behind your back. If you don't have this range of motion, then use the range that you have, and over time, you'll get more. Everything is use it or lose it. But the brain will find a way if you ask it for that range. So as you are pinning and stretching these muscles through different lengths, you're going to really open up the pecs and prepare to pull your shoulders back where your nerves aren't so compressed and the back of your shoulders so overstretched. Okay. Now, I also like to roll out a little bit of the anterior delt, and those attachments are awfully close to the pec attachments. So I just like to kind of shrug my shoulder up and then move my rib cage and my pelvis together to stretch into that on that same side, and then open up and stretch down. Okay, that's another place you can spend, 5 minutes rolling out each side. Okay, so once we have rolled out anterior delt and our pecs, then we're ready to strengthen the back of the shoulders so that we get the shoulders to sit where they should. So there's a few exercises that I love with a stretch strap. Now the strap isn't stretchy, but it helps me to stretch. So one thing that I like to do first to warm up my shoulders is you can start wider. As your shoulders warm up, you may be able to move them closer together, but your palms are down and you're just going to run your shoulder through range of motion here. Now you're going to find you have better range on one side than the other, so try to keep them as even as possible. Oh, that feels so good. I'm not adjusting my grip on the strap. And I'm also engaging my core so that the range of motion isn't coming from my spine, but from my shoulder. If you find yourself going into back extension to get the range, then widen your grip so that all of the range is coming from your shoulder. So you can watch yourself in a mirror. If you find yourself doing this to get the range, then widen your grip. Really engage your core so that you're keeping a stable spine and all the range is coming from your shoulders. Okay, so when those are warmed up, you can add an element of difficulty to the exercise by pulling the strap apart. Now, when you get back here, really pulling the strap apart is going to eccentrically load the pecs, which is going to stretch them. It's a shaky position. It's also going to pull your shoulder blades closer together, engaging the rhomboids, so you get lots of good work there. Now, the next thing after your shoulders are nice and warm and your pecs are long, your rhomboids and your lats are turned on, I like to hold the strap. So my palms are facing backwards and I'm pulling the strap apart and I'm going to come down to the back of my shoulders. I'm pulling. My rhomboids are so engaged. The back of my shoulder blades are engaged. All of my lats are engaged. And I'm just going to press up and then come back down. Now, again, the things that I'm really going to pay attention to are my rib cage. Am I holding it down? Am I engaging the stomach muscles so that I'm not allowing back extension, so that I'm not allowing a rib flare? And all of this motion is from the shoulders. And you're just going to come down. Again, you're pulling apart and then press up, maintaining the pressure on the strap. Okay, the last one that I like to do with this is I'm going to change my grip so that my palms are facing down or back. And I'm going to pull the strap apart and I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to come up and over. And I'm going to spend some time here. My knees are unlocked. I'm really making sure that I'm stable on my feet. And I'm pulling the strap apart, but I'm also allowing the shoulders to come up into the back of my head. It's a great way to release the traps. Also the capitis muscles, the muscles at the back of your head, and really engage your rhomboids. So when you've spent some time here, you feel like those muscles are releasing, press through your feet. Try to come up slowly, pressing through your feet. Keep your arms high. Don't let them come down. Pull the strap apart. Really engage posterior delt, rhomboids pulling apart, and then come down. And you can do that a few times. You'll really feel your shoulders more balanced, the back of your body on. Love that exercise. It feels so good. Okay. Another one that I like is if you take a stretchy band. It can be straight, it can be whatever you have. It just needs to be at a tension that you can do the exercise correctly. So again, neutral spine, no back extension. This is all shoulders. Your thumbs are pointing together, your palms are pointing down, and you're going to pull wide and into external shoulder rotation. So you're going to bring your thumbs pointing up as you open up your shoulders and pull wide. So again, no back extension here. And you can hold as close as you can, whatever tension feels good. And again, you are externally rotating with the pull and then come back. No back extension. So if you find yourself doing this, then it's too stiff. Find a strap with less tension. So you want a strap that you can do this like 8 to 10 times. Again, you're going to find that your rhomboids are on, posterior delt is on, and you're going to feel like your brain is mapping those muscles, and you're able to, like, your posture just feels better. Your shoulders feel more balanced. So again, no back extension. Really engage your core to hold your pelvis stacked above, or your rib cage stacked above your pelvis, so you're not flaring your ribs open. One more time. Externally rotating, thumbs go up, and then they come back together. And open, externally rotate, and then come back together. Okay, the last one that I like to do for this shoulder position that's going to help your elbows and your wrists is it's a foundation training element. You are just bringing the pinky side of your arms right kind of below your hips. Your elbows are unlocked, and you're really pressing that pinky side of your palm in towards your hips. So your lats are super engaged here, as are triceps. So your shoulders are externally rotated, which we're trying to do, which is eccentrically loading the pecs, opening them up, and really engaging everything on the back of the arm and the lats. Your shoulder blades are pinching together as much as you can. You're just engaging them. Again, no back extension. You're really engaging these abdominal muscles to keep the rib cage stacked over the pelvis, not in a flare or back extension. So pinky side to the hips, your elbows are unlocked, and you're really, really pressing in towards the hips. It seems like a very easy exercise, but you can make it as intense as you like. And you're going to feel so much more balance. Your nerves are going to be less compressed. You're going to find that it helps your elbows and your wrists to be stronger, more stable, and way less painful. So give them a try.